frustrating when people say we don't think our faculty are good, or we don't think our faculty are worth it. They are. They're absolutely worth it. And that's why we're trying to get as much money to them. Our current proposal is trying to give them more money in exchange for a small concession on health care. So the health care plan that the nurses have, the doctors have, that I have, that everybody else has, costs a little bit more. It costs between $7 and $14 a month, or a per pay period more. So it costs me probably about $28 more a month now than it did a year ago. That's what we're asking the union to consider in exchange for pay raises. I got one from you, I got one from you, I got one from you. Anyone else before we go back to them? You, then you. Yeah.
So, what I don't know. Rachel and I, we have very open and honest conversations with our faculty at Westchester. This is a public institution. We were able to log on and see how much people make, and a lot of my beloved faculty are adjuncts, and we saw what somebody makes $6,000 a year.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it. And my understanding is, like, I know what you're saying. So when I was here 2 weeks ago, I had one of the faculty members come up to me. She's a mom. She told me that your health care concessions, what that would mean for her is that if she wanted to take her 2-year-old daughter to the ER, instead of it costing her $100 now, it would cost $200. Like, they don't go into academia for money. Like, that's a big concession. And there's, you know, I'm also hearing that there's more to it. Like, you're asking, you want adjuncts to take a bigger pay cut in exchange for more classes, and you don't want them to do research. And, like, that's the whole reason we have adjuncts that can do research, so they can move up to be associates of tenures. So that doesn't sound to me like a contract that's proposing in any way to support them.
I'm glad you asked that question, because it's a great question. It helps us to set the record straight on a lot of things. Because negotiations happen over time, we have sent across the table, I don't know, dozens, I don't want to say dozens because I don't know how many, a lot of proposals. And so every time we send it across, something's going to come off, something's going to go on. The proposal we have on the table does not have anything in there about asking to ask temporary faculty to teach more. That was an early proposal. The early proposal we believed in, but we saw that this was bogging things down, so we said, you know what, we're going to pull it off. An early proposal we had would have allowed grad students who someday want to be professors to get some teaching experience in labs and clinics. You're a grad student in social work, right?
Absolutely.
If you want to ever teach in college, you have to have some teaching experience.
Not as a grad student, I should not. I'm there to learn from my professors and my adjunct faculty to teach me to do that. And then I need to get hours in the field before I would ever even be qualified to go in front of a classroom and provide those type of skills for my students.
Thank you.
But the reality of how higher ed works is, under the close supervision of full-time faculty, grad students get experiences so that someday you walk in, I can say I have some experience. They get to learn under the supervision of faculty. All that to be said, we heard or saw that this was bogging it down, even though we still believe in this. We saw it was bogging it down, we pulled it off the table. That's not there anymore. The other thing, we wanted to look at increasing the possibility for universities to go from 25% of faculty being temporary adjuncts up to 30%. Right now, I think most universities are under 20%. But we have one or two who are bumping up against the cap. I think Westchester's maybe is one of them. And they just need a little flexibility if I need a really high qualified temporary faculty member to bring them in. So we're just asking to maybe allow some flexibility on the bump. Not saying you have to do this. This was bogging it down. We pulled it off. The last one was the question of, can we move faculty between departments? So if you've got a faculty member who is qualified to teach biology, and they're a faculty member in, let's say, a different sciences department, but their background is biology, they meet all the qualifications that the contract says they have to have, we wanted to say, instead of getting rid of you because we have no more room for you and we don't need you in this other department, what if we shift you over here after we get input from your department and after we get input from the department they would go to? All we were asking is to change one thing. Right now, if we want to make that transfer, we ask the department where the person is going to do a secret ballot vote as to whether they will be willing to accept that faculty member. So, let me ask you this. If you don't get along with somebody, it has nothing to do with your qualifications, and they can vote in a secret way to keep you from getting a job, does that seem fair? I'm not sure. All that to be said, we still believe in that. It was bogging things down. We pulled it off. You may not have heard that because that gets lost in the noise, but it's on our website. So go to pashi.edu/negotiations, and you'll see what's actually there, what's been pulled off. And if I give you nothing else than that is, and the fact that you're here says you want to get informed, the fact that you're here says you care, go to that website. It has copies of the actual proposals we've given to the union. It has copies of a summary, so that if you want to weed through hundreds of pages, you don't have to. Because, wow, if you've read one of these proposals, you never want to read one. I'm just telling you that right now, but it's there if you want to. So getting informed is a huge part of this. I have time for just a few more questions. I know you guys want to get out there and show your support.
So I understand that the budget is limited.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're not the only state that is hurting in this way.
Yep.
With regards, I know that it's been taken off the table, even though you still believe in it. But what was the rationale for targeting the adjuncts, for encouraging grad students to teach and encouraging distance ed? Because what that sounds like to me is we need to find more money to support our faculty. But the way we're going to do that is going to give us, the students, less opportunity to work with the faculty, which is why the faculty are there. So why would we as students want to go to schools that would not, why would we have well-supported faculty who aren't teaching all of us in the system?
No, it's a great question. You know, the unique part about our system is we have an incredible number of full-time faculty. I think we're over 26%, or over 76% or something like that are full-time faculty. We enjoy that. That's why you love it. The reality of it is, nationally, that number is closer to probably 40% are full-time faculty. Now, we're not saying we want to go to that national average because we want to be above average. We want to be excellent, all right? But we also have to pay for it. So in those areas where we can see that we can preserve quality and provide a little bit of flexibility for the universities, we have to make these decisions. How do I offer this class, yet still afford to offer the class without jacking up the tuition for the students? How do I get as many sections available, yet I don't have access to perhaps enough full-time faculty who to teach that section, but I've got somebody who is qualified to do it. Can I meet that need that way? It's a misconception to believe that quality is only driven by those numbers that you quote. Quality is driven by people. You work with your faculty, I work with our faculty. You see the quality in them. It's not just a number. I've got time for probably one more. Yeah.
So my name's James. I'm
Hey, James.
from Noblesville, representing our students.
You're not wearing black and gold.
I know.
She's at least
I'm
wearing
sorry,
gold.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
In fact, you're wearing Kutztown colors. This is not good.
But one of my questions is, I guess a lot of our students, our governments have decided to remain neutral.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've noticed is that we're hearing a lot of things from our faculty, especially on our campuses, and what's happening, what they're feeling. I guess my question would be, what would be like at least like top 3 things that you want us to take back to the students and say, this is what we feel on this side is important, so they can get a better understanding as to what's going on.
Great question. Great question. Yeah. I could have paid you to ask me that question as our last question because that was the best question. Probably the number one thing, and we talked about it, is know the website, pashi.edu/negotiations. There's a link to it from your homepage on every one of your university's websites. The number one thing is know what is being proposed. It's there. It's on the very first page. What's being offered? We want to offer pay raises. We want to ask the faculty to take the same healthcare plan that our others have, so that we can find some savings in healthcare. We want to. Well, basically, that's kind of where we're at. Those are like the big issues. We want to get this thing resolved. The good news is there's been a lot of things already agreed to by both sides. There are lots of how we do business kind of stuff that most people don't care about, we've already agreed to, dozens of those things, maybe 16, 17 big ones, and then lots of other little ones. And they're on the website too, and you can see that. It really comes down to right now, because all of those things have been solved, and all of the things that you brought up, we've pulled off the table. I think right now it just comes down to pay. So that's kind of where we're at. And that's on the website. That's the information that's there, and it is what it is. Logan, I don't know if you all know Logan. He is the student body president at Slippery Rock, but he's also the elected president of all the student body presidents from all the universities. He's kind of a low-key guy, so you may not know that about him. And he's also, he gave us a heads up that you guys were coming today, and I'm glad he did, so that we could kind of get this opportunity available to you. Did you want to say anything before you guys head outside, or?
Sure. So, thanks all for coming out here. As you said, my name's Logan. I'm actually a senior at Slippery Rock. I'm looking forward to graduating in spring 2017, and I do think it's going to happen. So, looking forward to that. However, me personally and my board as well at Slippery Rock, we tried to maintain a neutral stance here in this. We wanted to get both sides of the table out there. We wanted to provide opportunities for our students to come out here and show their support and demonstration of how they choose. We don't tell them how to do their approach. However, it's just my biggest point here to make sure that all the facts are brought to the table so that we're not left in the dark on one side and talk about a lot on the other. And I just feel like that's the best approach. So that way, when you get fed both information, you can really make the best judgment call from there. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, I've been hearing a lot of things from the state side and from Apscuf side. They all want the same goal, and that's for us to be back in the classroom. So it's just how we as students can really enforce that with everyone around us and say, let's just get back in our classrooms. State system, please get this done. Apscuf, please come on back in. So however we're able to get that done will really move us forward here. So this is a really big step for us coming out here to the state system. I know we traveled 4 hours to get here. It was a long ride, but we thought it was important to really get students out there because students, we have a strong voice. We honestly do. It's stronger than a lot of you may think. So just us being out here is really a step in the right direction. I know both sides see this and see that we're serious and wanting to get this resolved. So thanks. I'll be around if you have any questions for me or want to talk. Great. Thanks.
Thank you guys for asking great, intelligent questions. Thanks for being part of this today. I have to run upstairs to another meeting, but please understand, and I want to echo what Logan said. We all want this for the best of the system, and we are committed to getting there. When this is all done, because this is all just about faculty negotiations and work stuff. At the end of the day, everyone wants to get back into the classroom. Everyone wants to teach, and everyone wants to learn on your part. And we want to see this system move forward. We can get past this. We will get past this. We just got to get through it. Be safe out there today. It's going to be a beautiful day out there, so stay as long as you like. Thank you guys for coming.
Do you want my email?
Yeah.